Hey guys, this is week 107 on the Real DVD Watchers. I'm not feeling too good today, so I woke up with flu-like symptoms. So, you know, just like you should know. Anyway, I do apologize for not doing the video last week, but I really just forgot. Like, I woke up Monday morning and I was like, fuck, you know. But we're here now, and today I'm reviewing Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1, just like about a million other people on YouTube have done. But I want to, kind of chime in on my thoughts on it, and, hopefully a bunch of people watch this and agree or disagree, I like conflict. Anyway, I actually just got thinking about it last night, but the first Harry Potter movie came out when I was 9 years old. Like, fuck. That's just crazy. Like, I've literally grown up with Harry Potter, so it's pretty cool. And I've seen all the films in the theater at cinema, so it's awesome. And I wasn't gonna miss this one for anything, so um so anyway, I just want to talk about like the big three: Harry, Ron, and Hermione. I think all three of them have grown as actors, and they really, especially Ron, Rupert Grint, really brings it to the table in this one. You know, he gives a fantastic performance, as does everyone, but he's kind of stood out a little more. Um, so yeah, I just wanted to talk about the big three there first. But everyone's done a great job, and they've all grown up, and growing up with these kids, it was kind of cool a little bit. Um, so let's just get into the main thing of gonna go into some things I liked and didn't like, and then my final verdict. Um, the main thing that I really loved about this movie is that they took their fucking time telling the story. It wasn't rushed. Um, when I saw Goblet of Fire and Order of the Phoenix, I think before both of those had just come out, I read the book. I read the books to them, and I was so disgusted by how much was cut out. Like, and it just felt rushed, and some of it didn't make sense, and there was things that were changed that didn't need to be changed. So it kind of pissed me off a little bit. But this time, and where they split it into two movies, I think they actually, that was a good idea, because they can take the proper amount of time to tell the story without it being rushed, and it didn't feel rushed. It felt right, and I mean, sure, it is more of a money grab. They're gonna make a hell of a lot more money off this, but I don't mind as long as I'm getting my money's worth. I definitely got my money's worth this time around, and I'll probably be getting my money's worth in the summer when part 2 comes out. But I just I was glad to finally see you know something that was quite faithfully adapted. Um, and to be honest, I think Order of the Phoenix should have had 2 movies, because that was the biggest fucking book in the series, and I really think that they should have had more to that. But anyway, also want to say there will be spoilers for the movie and stuff, so if you haven't seen the movie, just stop watching. Now, apart from the big three, their acting, a lot of the supporting actors did a very great job. Particularly Jason Isaacs, who played Lucius Malfoy. I really liked how he did this. He played Malfoy. It's like kind of the drunk. He was kind of a drunk in this movie. That's not how I pictured it in the book, but I loved what they did with it, because the Malfoys are just as fucking scared, and they're probably regretting a lot of what they've done, even though they've done a lot of bad things. But you can tell they're regretting it, and they don't really care for Voldemort being back too much, because well, especially because Lucius fucked up in Order of the Phoenix, so he's on Voldemort's shit list. So but I thought he did a wonderful job, and as did Helena Bonham Carter, as she usually does. She's just so fucking crazy, and she does that really great, you know, she's great at playing the crazy role. And I really loved that scene where she was torturing Hermione. That was great when she carved mudblood into her arm. That was just awesome. Apparently those two, Helena Bonham Carter and Emma Watson, came up with that scene, that little bit where she carves that into her arm. So that's really cool and good on them. And then we've got Rhys Ifans, who played Xenophilius Malfoy. I really liked, because you could tell he was Luna's father, not just by his hair or anything, but the way he acted. You can be like, yeah, that's where Luna gets it from. It was really cool. And you know, and then seeing him as, you know, the cheery, wacky Luna type, and then later on in the film seeing him as, you know, a busted down, broken man who, you know, just wants his daughter back and all that, you know, was really great. And I can't wait to see what he brings to the Spider-Man reboot, 'cause I'm sure he'll do a fantastic job. And what else did I like? I like Ginny Weasley. Just figured I'd put that out there. You people can take Hermione. I like Ginny. Okay, now there's some things I didn't like little kind of nitpickets and more things that they should have done in previous movies to make more sense now. One of them is there wasn't enough Dobby throughout the series. I mean, Dobby, all the Dobby stuff meant more to me because I read the books, but to someone who hasn't read the books, I mean, a character who showed up in one movie 8 years ago and it just dies now, it's not going to have as much of an impact, because Dobby should have been in Goblet of Fire and Half-Blood Prince, and I felt that if he was in those two movies, then it would have made more of an impact on his death for other people, the non-book readers. But I mean, Christ, I damn near cried at that fucking scene. I did when I read it, but in the movie I almost lost it. And then there's Creature, the house elf at Grimmauld Place, or Sirius's house elf. In Half-Blood Prince, I don't think this happened in the movie, but Harry inherited everything that Sirius owned, and one of those things was Creature, the house elf. So that means Creature has to do everything Harry says, but there's no explanation as to why he does everything Harry says in this. Because, you know, he could just easily disapparate out of there and be gone and be done with them, but he just stays and keeps feeding them information. You gotta wonder, like, he hates them so much, why wouldn't he just get out of there? But I felt they should have that should have been expanded on a little bit, because that might have been not as much to be confused about for other people, but I figured it would have been a nice touch. Then there was the mirror. Harry just carrying around this fucking sharded mirror in his fucking sock. Like, that was not brought up in any of the other movies, because in the book Sirius gave Harry a two-way mirror, and then after Sirius died, Harry got pissed and broke it, and he keeps looking in that to see if he can find like Sirius or Dumbledore or something, but they don't explain that in the other movies. It's just he's carrying it around looking, you know, like, holy fuck, just, you know, looks like a crazy man. But you know, that's just something I thought would have been a little more something that should have been explained. Then we've got Bill and Fleur, and thank fuck they finally put Bill Weasley in a fucking Harry Potter movie, because, you know, he deserves it. I've wanted to see this character pop up for a while, and now he's finally here, which is good. But the shitty thing is he's married to Fleur. He's going to be married to Fleur, who we saw in Goblet of Fire, but there's no explanation as to how those two met. It just seems like a random hookup. It's like, oh, why are those two together? You know, no explanation whatsoever in the previous movie, which they should have had to make more sense now. Man. And, you know, don't get me wrong, I get that you can't have everything that's in the books in the movie, but for stuff like this that doesn't make sense, you need to include like lines like that, a line or a scene. You know, it's not going to take that long. You can take another piece of shit scene or line out of it that you threw in there. And basically on the to cap off this review, I thought this was a very emotional film. I felt, you know, damn them for playing on my emotions. I laughed, I teared up, I was into the action. You know, I just felt so many different things, and there were a couple times I fucking teared up. I'm not gonna be afraid to admit it. You know, and and I laughed so much, particularly from George and Fred and George. They were hilarious, and just these movies have such great supporting actors. Like David Thewlis plays Lupin. Alan Rickman, like fuck. I mean, he wasn't in this movie a whole lot, but come next movie, we're gonna probably see a fucking Academy Award worthy performance from Rickman. I can just see it now. And everyone else just did such a great job. I can't wait for part 2. I can probably guess there's going to be more tearing up in part 2 than there was part 1, because part 2's got some pretty sad stuff in it. And I just can't wait. It's gonna be great, and I can't wait to see how they finally. I can't wait to see the series end, because as I said earlier, I grew up with it, and I'm sticking out with this one. So, and I'm probably gonna end up seeing part 1 again in the theater, because I really fucking enjoyed that movie. Like, Deathly Hallows was one of my least favorite books in the series, but the movie was one of my favorites. So, I mean, it just had that whole, end feel to it. And while I do have a few more minor gripes, like, the whole sitting around in the tent for a long time, it's not that big a deal. And some people reading into the Harry Hermione dance thing more than they should have. Because, Harry and Hermione aren't getting together, people. Stop with that shit. And I'm just going to say it now, and I know Emma will agree with me if she's watching this. The Harry Potter series is better than Twilight. There. End of. There's no debate. It just is. So, thank you all for watching. Hope everyone enjoyed it, and watch out for Fergus's review tomorrow, and I shall see you next week. So, have a good one.